young men have been arrested in connection with the attack. In Central Park.
Many people say time is the most important commodity, the one thing you spend but can never get back.
Take it back.
Kevin Richardson,
Corey Wise, Raymond Santana,
Yusuf Salam, Antron McCray.
Imprisoned for a crime they did not commit. Years of their life shaved off.
1989, 5 black and Latino teenagers were wrongly accused of the brutal rape of a jogger in New York City Central Park.
They came to be known as the Central Park Five. Their stories, the subject of Netflix's new limited series, When They See Us, with Oscar-nominated director Ava DuVernay at the helm.
Is my mom here?
It's just us. You and us.
The series came about because of Twitter.
Raymond Santana DM'd her after he had seen Selma and was blown away by it. And he asked her, hey, what's your next movie? Central Park 5, and he had his fingers crossed in the hashtag.
It chronicles the events leading up to the wrongful conviction of the boys, their imprisonment, and exoneration.
But I didn't do anything.
Here's Antron McCray speaking to CBS Sunday Morning.
Even our conversations is different. It's not normal. Our conversation would be about prison, how we had to survive in prison.
The nightmare began when Trisha Miley, who worked as an investment banker, left work late on the night of April 19th, 1989.
To work in New York, it was a sense of accomplishment, and I was devoted to it.
She recalled the night to ABC.
I stayed until after 8 o'clock, and then I went home. I ran in the park probably 4 to 5 days a week.
She went for a run around 9 p.m. Early the next morning, 2 men who happened to be walking through the park found Trisha's body, naked, gagged, tied up and covered in mud, nearly beaten to death.
She was dragged down the bushes near what is called the lock, where she was beaten and sexually assaulted.
She'd lost almost 80% of her blood, suffered brain damage. Her left eye was beaten out of the socket. Doctors did not think she would recover.
We still have her on the ventilator, and we're going to keep her on it until we see for sure how things are developing.
Police arrested the 5. On video, 4 of them admitted to being in the park, but at no point did they ever confess to actually committing the crime. Yusuf was the only one who refused to give a taped confession. During the trial, the boys and their lawyers maintained police coerced them into giving false confessions, incriminating themselves or others.
It is our contention that whatever statements he made were the product of psychological and physical coercion. We're 14, 15, and 16-year-old kids. Never been in trouble with the law, never had no police contact.
Rape in the first degree, sodomy in the first degree, sexual abuse in the first degree, attempted murder in the second degree. In
1990, Corey, Yusuf, Kevin, Raymond, and Antron were convicted of several crimes, including rape and attempted murder. They spent between 6 and 13 years in prison. Protests erupted. The divide was clear along racial lines.
This is a public sidewalk. If I want to walk through the protest line, I can.
Arguing with
Absolutely, I was
what?
arguing. He's saying that this is racist. I'm saying let them decide it in the courtroom before they come out and protest on the sidewalk.
The case sent shockwaves through the city. Now President Donald Trump, who back then was a real estate mogul, even got involved, taking out this ad in the New York Daily News that ran on May 1st, 1989. It called for the boys to be executed. Civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson says Trump's ad took things to another level.
He used it as a propaganda base to turn people against people. He incited hate and incited fear.
Behind prison walls, a chance encounter Corey had with another inmate named Mateus Reyes in 2002 would provide the key that would unlock the Five's future.
So I would like to apologize to you. Apologize to me for what? Because I see you here and you still maintaining your innocence. Shortly after that little meeting from him, I guess he started pulling strings.
The resolution of this whole tragedy
came from something that I don't believe is happenstance. It's a coincidence that borders on miracle.
Reyes confessed, providing details only the person who committed the vile act would know. DNA confirmed it, and the men were exonerated. On December 19th, 2002, their sentences were vacated. In 2014, they eventually settled with the city for $40 million. $7.1 million for Yusef, Kevin, Antron, and Raymond. $12.1 million for Corey, who served the most time, 13 years.
No amount of money could have given us our time back.
Time healed Trisha, who made a miraculous recovery and says she has no recollection of the incident. She is now a motivational speaker and advocates for sexual assault survivors. Now, the men still spend their time trying to be seen as humans after so much of it was spent calling them the opposite.
You want to live the American dream, but sometimes, just like the Central Park 5, we woke up to the American nightmare. And I'm excited of being able to play a part in the change of calling it the criminal system of injustice to being able to call it the criminal justice system once again.
For InsideEdition.com, I'm Stephanie Officer.